And the Malak, the angel of Yahweh, appeared to him, Moses, in a flame of fire out of the midst of the bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush was on fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, while the bush is not burned. And when Yahweh saw that he turned aside to see, Elohim, mighty ones, called to him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am. And he said, Do not draw near. Take your shoes from off your feet. The place whereon you are standing is set apart ground. Now keep that part in mind. The place where you're standing is set apart ground. Now, see, we see the Malak of Yahweh in the bush with Yahweh, and it says, Elohim, mighty ones, called to Moses. That's the Father, the Son, the Ruach HaKodesh, from the bush. Now remember, the Malak of Yahweh is one of Yeshua's manifestations, and we discussed this in part 2. Exodus chapter 23, verse 20 through 21. Behold, I'm going to send my Malak angel before you to guard you along the way, to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Be on your guard before him and obey his voice. Do not be rebellious toward him, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Okay, so again, we see this isn't a regular Malak, as Yahweh's name is in him, and Yeshua literally means Yahweh is salvation. Plus, no regular Malak angel can blot out sins, as we see Yeshua doing, and we see it when he walked the earth in Matthew chapter 9, verse 5 through 6. Then we go to John chapter 1, verse 36, HebrewGospels.com. On another day, John and 2 of his disciples stood again, looking at Yeshua as he walked, and said, Behold, the Malak, the angel of Yahweh. Now, let's go over to Joshua chapter 5, verse 13 through 15. And it came to pass, when Joshua was in the plain of Jericho, he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man opposite him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said to him, Are you of us or of our enemies? And he said to him, I am the commander of the host of Yahweh, and now I have come here. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshipped and said, What hath my master to say to his servant? And the commander of Yahweh's host said to Joshua, Take your shoes from off your feet, for the place whereon you are standing is set apart. And Joshua did so. So as we can see, this was the commander of Yahweh's army and not Yahweh himself, which means that this was Yeshua, El, G-O-D, the Son. And what does he tell Joshua? To take his sandals and shoes off of his feet. Okay, for the place where he was standing is Kodesh, set apart ground, just as Moses was told when the Malak of Yahweh and Yahweh appeared to him in the bush. In other words, Joshua was standing in the presence of Elohim, which was Yeshua the Son, who appeared to him as the commander of Yahweh's army, and Joshua bowed down and worshiped him. Again, Yeshua is El, the Son, who died for your transgressions and rose on the third day. Hallelujah.